that predicted low, that I am going to get a signal that I should be short. So somewhere in this vicinity right here, remember our $10 or 10 points below the predicted low, that will be at 1078, and then you would be short. You now changed from long to short, which a trader has to do constantly if that's the case. Now you want to then look at your predicted high. You want to keep your stop above that predicted high as you move ahead in time on the 8th. When you see that we have a predicted high that has dipped there, that predicted high is 1068, so then you can move your stop to 1078. So at 1078 where you have your stop, that's your entry point. So it kind of a zero trade if you get stopped out here, which is better than taking a loss. You can get to that break-even point as quickly as you possibly can. Then when you look at what happened just yesterday, June the 9th, we came quite close to reaching that point. Remember, we're at our stop is going to be out at 1078. Didn't quite get there on this particular day, almost hit it, but we did hit it today on June the 10th. Now, there is another alternative, and now you're out of the market again. You're sitting there. What's the next step? Not a lot of good clues here from what you can see from the predicted differences. There is a crossover. It has gone down, but there's not real good direction indicated. We still have a neuro index reading of 1 or bullish. So, it's still a pretty mixed bag here. The outcome still quite uncertain as to what could happen with the E-mini. Now, there is an alternative, as I started to say earlier, with what you're doing, and that is if you are trading with the market's money, and if you want to use a traditional technique, maybe you want to move away from being in and out quite so much, you want to use a traditional technique for getting out of the market or setting it up, you want to look at those previous lows. In that case, you would have if you look longer distance, we'll look at the area around 1110 as being a place that you might want to have stop. In this case, if you had your stop at the traditional previous low at 1110, you would still be short. But using the strategy we have here, you would be temporarily sitting on the sidelines waiting for your next signal to occur. Now, let's just review a little bit about where we're at, what we're doing. We don't have, as I say, time to look at all the markets, but we can look at, we've looked at a couple of them here. We can talk a little bit more about some of them. For example, if you looked at the euro, the predicted high yesterday for the euro, this is again the euro FX futures contract that you would be buying at 121.19, which means that now, after the euro has made this long decline, the bias is down, that you should be long the euro and have your stop at 120.19 if that's the type of strategy that you're using with the euro. Doesn't mean that's the way it's going to stay forever, but it's the situation as it exists today. When you're looking at a hot market and how to trade it, I guess number one thing you can't overlook is handle with caution. You have to be prepared for just about anything because you never know when there's going to be a news event or something that's going to happen. You don't know when there's going to be a May 6th type thing, so you just can protect yourself as best you can, but trade a hot market with caution because by its very definition, it's going to be a little volatile. It's going to be moving. You have to look at where are prices historically. Are we at the end of an uptrend or downtrend or in the middle or of course, you don't know whether it's the middle of the trend, but I'm saying if it's been a short trend or a long trend of prices, what happened that's going on? As we noted in gold, the dominant trend over a period of time was to the upside. The best way to gauge the momentum is to use some indicators, find out what's happening underlying the market. Often doesn't work just to take a glance at a chart and kind of visually say, well, I think this or I think that. Best to have some kind of indicator to give you some better clues. Most important point, manage risk. You have to be prepared for anything. and everything. Anything could be happening. If you have stops where you think you'll get out, there's notorious slippage issues sometimes. Sometimes those go with the trading type of experience that you have. And then lastly, if you have one of those situations where there is a sudden sharp move, and for example on that, it's probably even have gotten out of the market went down, but don't don't discard that gift. Sometimes those gifts, they don't come along very often, but you might want to jump on them as quickly as you can. Be a little nimble, get out, and kind of like thank your stars you made the profit, and then. Now, I don't know if you have any questions. If there are any questions, one question I do have, and I don't know if anybody, I frequently don't have a lot of people that like to respond to looking at the man that we used in this corner. Here's the premise before the end of June. Again, we're only looking for prices in June gold. If that's you and you agree with that, people think about gold prices. Maybe you don't have an opinion. Okay, if you agree, okay. We got a little agreement anyway to back up that gold isn't dead, as some people have worried about. But that's it's what makes markets. People are thinking one thing, and also need to be prepared for all of those. If there are no other questions, you'll see the information on the screen about Vantage Point. I can tell you if you have any questions about Vantage Point, you have the 800 number there, the click here pass through, and just to make a note also that we have a number of webinars on the website archive there that you can look at, and that we will be doing a series of webinars during the coming months, and just want to invite you to attend those because we talk about a number of different strategies, some related to this, some a little bit different, but there's a lot of the indicators that you can find in Vantage Point. There are no other questions. I thank you for attending this webinar, and we'll turn it back over to Darla.
Thank you, Darrell. We hope that everyone has learned something of value from this educational webcast today. The recording for this webcast will be posted on Trader Planet this afternoon, and we have made arrangements to email the link to everyone who is registered for this event. If you are researching trading software and are interested in seeking further information on the product that Darrell has featured in this presentation, just select the click here link on this final slide. We'll place a request with our friends at Market Technologies for free market forecasts and additional information on Vantage Point intermarket analysis software. This concludes today's presentation. Thank you for attending, and all of us here at Trader Planet wish you a pleasant evening.